And we encounter strange dimensions of the spirit. Strange. Because I sense that angels of the presence, they will be ministering. And so please be sensitive. It may be before I start sharing, while I'm sharing, when I'm done sharing, some persons will be drawn. Slave of spirits. I know a lot of people love intelligence and intellectualism. That is beautiful. But you see, the moment Adam fell, our realm became open to spirits. If Adam did not fall, the only spirit that would have had legitimate access into the realm would have been God and would have been in safety. Because Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know the thoughts that I think towards you. They are thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you a hope and a future. So if God were to be the only spirit who had the legal access to the earth realm, we would have been safe. But unfortunately, when Adam fell, other spirits gained access to the earth. And none of those spirits operate like God. Jesus was speaking in John chapter 10 verse 10. And he said, the devil cometh not but for to kill, to steal, and to destroy. So some of the spirits that came, their agenda is to kill you, is to steal from you, and is to destroy you. So you need a kind of power to be able to stand against the forces of darkness that is launched against men. And when spirits become involved, your brain will never be enough. This is the limitation of intellectualism. That when a spirit comes into the equation, the brain is dwarfed. This is why a witch, young girl of 10 years, can concoct a mystery that will discomfit a professor. And not just a casual professor, a neuro professor, a professor of the brain. A young girl of 10 years, if she comes out of the water with powers, she can speak and the car of a professor will somersault and he will die. Because as far as the realms are concerned, the spirit realm is ancient and older than the natural realm. And so whatever you acquire in the natural realm can be subjugated by anything that comes from the spirit realm. And so in addition to training, which is very important, in fact, training refines you, and everyone needs to be trained. It is in training that character formation is ensured. People who don't have training are not supposed to be partakers of what we will share tonight. Because power rests on character. If there's no character, power will be abused. Jesus used 30 years to build character and 3 years to demonstrate power. Every 1 year for power required 10 years of character. To show you how important character is. The reason we have trouble in our world today is because lawless men are talking from the corridors of power. Maybe when next I come here, I will tell you some of my stories and experience in Southern Africa. The last time I visited Botswana, I saw strange things. I saw a man who was supposed to be an elder. But what I saw, I knew that eldership in the spirit has nothing to do with age. Because there are many wolves in sheep clothing. They hide behind the altar, but they are criminals. But today is not the day for stories. I will tell you stories another day. But the point I'm making is, training is important. But if all you have is character, you can't affect your world. Because even though Jesus had character for 30 years, nobody knew him. He couldn't advance God's agenda on the face of the earth until power came. So the complete combination is power and character. There are those who advocate for character without power. That's wrong. And there are those who advocate for power without character. That is also wrong. There must be a balance between character and power. Are we together? Tonight, however, my emphasis is on power. I want to teach you how to wield the power of God. Because every spiritual thing you see happen is deliberately orchestrated. It's something that can be repeated because it's not a fluke. God does not just do things by luck and chance. Everything you see happening is a definite reality in the spirit, and it can be replicated anywhere, anytime, if you understand the patterns. And so I said, if spirits are involved, your intelligence will fail you. You can be a professor, but you can be underrated in the corridor of spirits, because their realm is superior to the physical realm. And so even Jesus, after training his disciples for 3.5 years, he told them, please don't run into the world with lecture notes. In Luke 24:49, he said, tarry in Jerusalem until you are endued with power from on high. If you go out with pictures and say, I snap with this man, you will die. Because there are many persons who run with pictures. They carry pictures that they snap with great men of God. Pictures have no power in the spirit realm. There are many people there are many people who run out with certificates from Bible school. I schooled in this Bible school. You may get validation with men, but power is deeper than that. Power is deeper. You can manipulate man of God by talking sweet, and man of God can put hand on your shoulder and snap. You will enlarge it and put in your office. It's called honor. It's good, but there's no power there. If a demon comes, it will hit you. You will hit the picture will break first. You need power, and you need raw power. Raw power. Because even the disciples of Jesus needed power. He said, wait until you are endued with power. The world you are going into, you are not only going to meet men, you are going to meet spirits. And these spirits, they are creatures of power, and they have a very structured order. They are not random, they are not haphazard. There is an organized system in the spirit realm, ranking system. If you don't know how to confront them and to discomfit them, even though you are my disciple, you will be a slave. Even after Jesus resurrected, he still admonished them, wait. In Acts 1:8, not many days from now, you shall receive the Holy Ghost. And remember, there are many things the Holy Ghost brings. The Holy Ghost gives wisdom. The Holy Ghost gives favor. The Holy Ghost gives understanding. But of all the Holy Ghost gives, Jesus picked one. Because there is one thing the Holy Ghost gives that every other thing is summarized inside. It's called power. It says you shall receive the Holy Ghost and power. Because even wisdom is a dimension of power. Favor is a dimension of power. That's why a man who has favor, even though you don't like his face, you will help him. Because even favor is a power. Power has the capacity to be converted to many dimensions. The volume coming out of this microphone is electrical power. The light you are seeing is electrical power. The screen you are seeing is electrical power. If we plug iron here and there is heat, it's still electrical power. Power has the ability to be converted into different dimensions. And so Jesus taught us that one of the requisite requirements for advancing his agenda on the earth is power. And so every believer must know how to wield the power of God. And so I beg you tonight, pay attention. Because if you get this, you will succeed whether your enemies like it or not. You know, some people are hoping that God will take them away from their enemies. That day will not come. The Bible said the light shines in darkness. God does not remove the light from darkness. The light dominates the darkness. He said, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. So God is not about to hide you from your enemies, but you will reign in their presence. However, for that to happen, you must have power, and you must know how to wield that power. It's one thing to receive power, it's another thing to wield it. When you receive the Holy Ghost, you receive power. But you need to know what to do to wield that power. In Ephesians 3:20, it says God is able to do exceeding abundantly above what you ask or think, according to the power, not the power that is in you, the power that is at work in you. If the power in you is not at work, God will not be able to do. That's why many Christians are helpless, because they don't know how to wield power. All of us seated here who have the Holy Ghost have more than enough power to succeed in this life. But the reason we are not succeeding is because we have not learned how to wield power. And so tonight, I want to teach us how to wield the power of God. There are 4 things I'll be talking on. And the first thing I will talk on is, first of all, the structure of your enemies, the adversary. If you don't know what you are going to confront, you will take it for granted. You know, they can tell you there is a running competition, a race competition tomorrow at the stadium. Anybody can come. It's just 100 meters. It's 20 seconds. If you win, they will give you 1 million kwacha. And you can say, wow, I used to run when I was hunting 4 years ago. And you will go and sleep and wake up and stroll to the stadium. Then the moment you enter the stadium, you now meet Usain Bolt. You will know that you are in the wrong place. Because you underrated the competition. If you knew who your enemy was, you would have prepared better. That's why I said we are not ignorant of the devices of the enemy. So before I tell you what this power is meant for, I need to give you an idea the opposition you are coming against and how sophisticated they are. Not an attempt to glorify the devil, but to tell you the facts of the demonic realm. Colossians 1 verse 15.